Everybody, we are back. It is Safety Live, Favorite Podcast, Favorite Channel, Favorite Everything. You already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also follow us on Twitter at the Mark John NFL for me, at Glen Rockney for Glenn. It's getting switched up. I gotta, I'm getting good at this. I'm getting switched up here a lot. Well, I'm getting good. I'm getting better, right? So discount code TDL. It's gym season. I know you got your New Year's resolutions going. Discount code TDL, 35% off. Get that protein, get your focus. You need to get some energy. We got some natural energy there, some green stuff, all that stuff for you guys. So
gyms are wide open now. So
yeah, man.
They're not busy anymore. Yeah, everybody quit. So you can get right into the gym after you take your Panda Supps.
Exactly. All right, guys. So we're here talking about Kliff Kingsbury. All right. Kliff Kingsbury is the new Raiders OC, right? The offensive coordinator for the Raiders. It was rumored first by Colin Cowherd. I thought he was crazy when I heard it, and it ended up being the damn truth.
Hey, we owe him a little bit of apology. I think on this program we said, like, what is it? Like, come on, Arizona, just because they played in Arizona together, or like all this stuff where it's like, maybe, I don't know. Like we owe Colin. Colin might have scoops like that.
Maybe, man. I mean, you think he would throughout the season, but what I think a little bit of it was, I think Antonio Pierce was looking for a college guy. I think we're obviously running a college offense. We're trying to have a college atmosphere, in my opinion. I mean, he's a college coach. If we keep it real, he is. He comes from college, right? He's never really coached in the NFL, he'd never been a defense coordinator in the NFL. A lot of his ways that they're doing things, I feel like they're trying to build college offense to kind of catch teams off guard a little bit. And I think that's kind of the idea is, kind of spread these guys out. I mean, because they had Chip Kelly. I mean, let's talk about this first. We're getting to Kliff Kingsbury, which we're going to do a lot of deep dive, guys. I got some stats for you guys, and we're going to do like his fall offs. We're talking about the fall offs here. And I'm going to do some film. This would be Friday Night Live. It's a little different. We do some film here. We do a little film. Look at some plays and stuff here. So, but first, I want to talk about Chip Kelly, man. What were you thought about that, Glenn? Because that kind of shows the vision of this is not just like Kliff. We want to run the air raid. It's more we want a spread style offense.
It's weird because where does Kubiak fit in? Like that's the weird part. It's like Kubiak's an NFL coach. Like he's an NFL offensive coach, comes from an NFL offensive coaching tree, but all of a sudden you hear these Chip Kelly and Kliff Kingsbury. And I didn't want Chip Kelly. I remember when he was the offensive coordinator or was a head coach, all his players said they felt like they were going to die on the field because he was just running them. Like it was like when he was coaching for the Eagles and the Niners, he would just gas players to death. But like there was some fun things that he did on offense. It worked at first. I think both these guys, Chip Kelly and Kliff, we're going to have to figure out this tongue twister of Kliff Kingsbury. Because I feel like I'm going to say about 15 different bad words that I shouldn't say when I'm saying his name. But we'll get it. K squared or whatever. I don't know. Like something like that. They both have that like where they come in the league and it's like, whoa, look at what this guy's doing. And then it dies like a really like epic plane crash death, usually by like year 2 or 3. They both seem to be doing that. But what have they learned? I have a friend who's a UCLA fan that I co-host a podcast called The Back Wall with, and he is obsessed with UCLA, and he's very sad because all their coaches are leaving. And he said like Chip did do things with his offense that are a little bit different than what he was doing in the NFL. And I know Raider fans are like, what do I care? He's not going to be our offensive coordinator. We got Deshaun Foster. Deshaun Foster is from the Chip Kelly tree officially. Deshaun Foster's a great running back. I'm starting to get old because he was on my original fantasy teams back in the day, but he was very we might have that style of run game with Kliff Kingsbury, which now I'm a bit interested.
Yeah, because like I said, bring in Deshaun Foster, and kind of mix it up. I know Deshaun Foster worked with Kliff Kingsbury before too in 2016, so he has a familiarity with teaching guys how to run the ball in a spread offense, and I think that's what you're going to see. I think we see like a lot of power. I mean, there's a lot of power in this offense, anyways, and I think that's what they want to do. It's just going to be interesting to see how much Kliff keeps everything inside. He did, you watch the film, he did bring a lot of things inside, and I'm going to talk about how. I mean, he still runs the air raid, though. I want to get that out there. Like I see a lot of people try to act like this is not the air raid with Mike Lee. Yes, it is. Okay. Now, did he try to make it more NFL? Yes. And I'll show some of that later, but this is their rate, guys. All right. So I don't want to, this is mad short passes. Okay. There's a lot of short passes. More than I talked about it on Twitter, but then I watched it, I was like, oh my God, there's a lot of short passes. Okay. And then a lot of screens, a lot of those type of things. Now, will he add more movement now, which is something maybe he might do? He might add some more motions, which would help this offense a lot. I think with how it works and how up tempo they go, if they added motions, it would get these defenses tired. And maybe he's thinking that it gets offensive players tired when they do that. But maybe that's why you need. I mean, you might have to get like 7 receivers then,
right?
If you really want to run that and you want to mix it up that way. So,
right.
I mean, that's what they tried to do before. And they ran 10 personnel like 2020 and 2019. It didn't work. 2021, I think he went more 11, and that's when he got like Zach Ertz and tried to be more accustomed to the NFL. And that was the best season he had, but the NFL still figured him out after a while at the end of the year. Now, it wasn't as bad as the other years, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what they do. But like just looking at Jim Kelly, that kind of shows the vision of what Tony Pierce is do. They want a college style offense. I think they're gonna play a college style defense, which is what Brandon Staley got famous for. You saw some of that at the end of the year last year. So that's what I think. It's just gonna be more of a college atmosphere. That's why people like, you want Jim Harbaugh. I mean, we got the younger version basically. So that's kind of
that's a proclamation there, because a lot of Raider fans are still reeling over that.
I mean, I'm not saying like style wise. I'm not saying that he's done anything yet.
I know,
but style wise, what we're gonna do on offense, what they're gonna do on defense, how he's gonna run the place. He has like a kind of a free type of thing, and it's very college atmosphere right now. It's like I'm watching. I mean, I don't mind it. I'm watching ASU Las Vegas here, which is fine.
that I don't hate. The thing with Kliff, like I said, the thing with Kliff is I'm looking at the personnel that's there right now. Okay. One big thing, and can you confirm this for me? Because I remember when Kliff was getting really good numbers in the run game, must have been when he first came to the league with James Conner, when he first came to Arizona. And what they were doing, they said, was just basically getting the biggest guards they could.
Yeah.
And just running behind them. I don't know Dylan Parham's height and weight. I don't know. We don't really have a right guard right now, like on the roster that we like. Greg Van Roten's a free agent, and I would love to do something else there. And then you have Andre James in the middle. What's happening there is what I'm a little bit, because I actually think his run game, because I think that Big 12 style, like kind of doing an NFL Big 12 style air raid, or even like Sonny Dykes Pac-12 air raid, like I actually think that you can like generate easy yards on the ground that way. I think that's something Kliff Kingsbury is really good at that. But what about the interior line? Like Parham's the only guy that I'm really interested in. Like, does he fit?
I mean, does Parham fit a power system? No. I don't think so. I mean, we've kind of seen that the past couple of years, right? I mean, the Raiders run power already. They are a power team. They had to switch the zone after McDaniels left,
right?
So because somebody was finally smart enough, and that's kind of on Ziegler and them, because you're getting a 300-pound guard to run.
It was his first pick. It was his first pick of that regime.
Yeah. Now, if their vision was for him to play center, then that's fine. If you move Parham to center, I think he could be a center in power, because centers aren't always 350 pounds, right?
Interesting.
Centers can be smaller, right? So if they feel like they can move him to center, and then you find some guards in free agency. I actually think there's some pretty good power guards like Kevin Dotson. I covered Kevin Dotson.
Yeah,
he's a perfect fit.
Yeah,
for this team. You put him at right guard, you put Parham at center, and then maybe you could find a guard. I mean, it just depends on what they do on quarterback or how they move up and down at quarterback, which is going to be the biggest key of this for how this offense goes and where we decide to get some of these guys is what they do at the quarterback position, right? Which, we'll get into that later, but it's kind of deeper. But you have to get some bigger guards in here. That's why I think like Kevin Dotson is a big time pick at this point. Trying to think of some other guys that are available right now, because I want to say Jackson Powers, but that's a quarterback thing. Like I don't know it depends on what they do at quarterback. Right. They get Jackson Powers like a 13. We can run a lot of power. So it just spread power. You know what I mean?
Well, it'll be interesting because this is a pretty big change for the Raiders on offense. Like we knew that was going to happen. I kind of thought they were going to go the 49er style Shanahan tree route, which was kind of where my mind was. It kind of explained the lull in bringing candidates in. I felt it was kind of weird, especially because Clint Kubiak is going to the Saints apparently. Which you didn't have to wait, I guess. But there was. It's a big thing, but I do like the continuity on defense while all this is happening. Like the defense is, they might do some different things, but I think it might just be expanding on the second half of last year to where there's at least a little bit of a foundation laid that you can, you have guys that can perhaps help install if they make a splash. If they make a Quinn, was it Quinn and Williams, Chris Jones? There's a lot of big names on the market. I think Pierce is going to be the guy to try to like really make those splashes happen with everything that he can do as a recruiter in the past. But on offense, it's going to be quite interesting to see how this adjusts, because I don't know that all the personnel works. The receivers, like what Devontae Adams is your DeAndre Hopkins, right? I mean, like that's what he's going to be doing. But you've seen those passing charts of DeAndre Hopkins never seeing the right side of the field. He's like Zoolander. I can't turn left, or can't turn right. Like he's just over on the other side of the field. Is that going to change? Is that something Kliff Kingsbury learned? These guys have egos. That's what I'm scared of.
Yeah. I just want to address it because it's about Patrick Graham. No, even if it's Patrick Graham, though, it's still going to be.
I think he's saying that you said defense a few times. He's instead of offense. I think it was you were saying, because I did pick it up. You were saying so and so's are it was a mix. He's just pointing out a little mix up that a verbiage thing. But yeah, I think we're good though. That was
okay. All right, cool. That's fine. All right. Let's get into some of these stats here. So Kingsbury, I'll start with the red zone because I think the red zone is kind of one of the reasons why he's here. All right. So he's been consistent in the red zone. The Raiders suck in the red zone. It doesn't matter who the coach is. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is. The Raiders suck there. I mean, it's just.
I love that picture. I love that picture, by the way. Sorry.
You like that picture? Yeah.
Succession, the like Kendall Roy Succession picture. I love that, dude. He's gonna kill it in Vegas. He's gonna, dude. Sorry. Before you go, you have Kliff Kingsbury. What a legend, dude. Like you're talking about, he goes to the place where he has an untapped like oil well market of women. Like he goes to Arizona, kills it out there. LA, now Vegas.
Man.
Damn. And he was like, where was he, like Tahiti when he got fired? Amazing. So anyways, please continue.
Yeah. So yeah, the first year he was bad, right? But the whole offense was bad. But then I think they went and got some guys in the running game like James Conner, and 10th, 15th, and 11th. So I think this is probably one of the biggest reasons they liked what he was doing. Because like I said, the Raiders suck in the red zone. And I know Josh McDaniels had that one red zone year when he was like 11th or something, but like the 3 years before that, he was like 28th. And then he came over here and we were 28th. So it was kind of a continuation of him sucking the red zone. John Gruden always sucked in the red zone. You mixed it in with Derek Carr sucking in the red zone, and it just was no red zone. So now hopefully we can have some better red zone production from Kliff Kingsbury, and I think they do a better job of mixing it up, especially with the run game and how he spreads people out a little bit. That's why they can and they get a big power back. They can make it happen.
Yeah, that's it's going to be interesting. What about just bringing in James Conner? He's a free agent, 1-year deal.
That's not bad. It's not a bad idea.
No, I mean, like I even wonder too. Like, do you think Kliff Kingsbury is like, hey, we have to bring back Jacobs? Because I can see Jacobs like eating in an offense like that too. I don't want them to because that's going to be a lot of money, but I could also see that happening. But it's interesting with the red zone that you're saying, and I noticed that too. Like when Arizona, I feel like when I didn't like what Arizona was doing, they would stall out like 3 and out. But when they'd get down in the red zone, they'd make it count.
Yeah, and like I said, they got better once they got better running backs. So I think you get James Conner in there, which I think is super interesting that you said that, man. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, just bring him in, 1-year deal. There's no way that guy's going to get a huge contract in free agency. But he's very good and productive.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought. Wow, because that would be a perfect fit. It just would be because we
He
already
would look
seen him run
he would
it.
look sick in a Raiders jersey too. Like
I
he would
know,
look
and running people over.
oh, I'm sad. He might be on my little wish list here. Just like a 1 year, $8 million deal. You know what I mean? James Conner.
He might not even be that much.
No, he might not. You're right. What is he, like 30 right now? He's got to be close to 30.
Let's see.
Yeah, he's got to be close to 30. But to me, if you have him with like Zamir White, if you have James Conner, Zamir White, and then perhaps a late round draft pick at running back, we're dancing. We're ready to go.
Yeah, we'll see what they do with Jacobs. You know, they're still promoting Jacobs on the team, which I think is weird.
They might. I'm 50-50 on whether but Telesco being there makes me think he's not coming back because he didn't pay Eckler. But then also Pierce is like, I bet Pierce loves him. I hope Pierce just watched that Chiefs game and said, I can still manufacture yards on the ground with Zamir White, like, and other guys, but I don't know. I'm 50-50 on whether they're going to pay him, and I don't want to, for the record.
Yeah, James Conner had averaged 5 yards of carry last year, bro.
No, he's a beast. He got hurt last year. He did break down a little bit last year.
Yeah.
So that's why I would sign him to a 1 year deal with Zamir White, and I would try to. Connor's my guy in the red zone. Zamir White between the 20s, like kind of flip him around here and there.
Yeah. That is interesting, man. Very interesting. All right, let me get some of these questions before we get to the actual offense here. Let's see. Get this stupid shit off here. All right. So see, a couple is Justin Fields a good fit for Kingsbury's offense? I say no. Yeah. Because he doesn't get rid of the ball quick enough. And like I said, we'll watch some film in a minute, but that is a key part of this. You got to have a quick release. I mean, you could be a playmaker, but you got to be like Murray, basically. You got to have a quick release. You can get rid of the ball quick. And that is just something he doesn't do. I talk about Kirk Cousins. Yeah, Kirk Cousins could do it. I mean, but Kirk Cousins, so if you think about this offense, there's just so many short passes. Like Kirk Cousins would have like a YPA of like 6.
And I like Cousins coming off that play action. You know what I mean? Like I like Kirk Cousins coming off that play action under center, making that I mean, to me, I was pimping the Kirk Cousins, thing on Twitter. I like to piss Raider fans off because I know they think he's Derek Carr. I actually think he's better and just a better quarterback and just whatever. He has his flaws. I think the quarterback market, everyone thinks they're getting $40 million this year. I think these guys are going to be in for a rude awakening. I don't think that's happening. But the Kirk Cousins is just like, to me, when I thought Kubiak was the guy they were waiting for, I was like, damn, if you go get Kirk Cousins, that's what Shanahan's wanted this whole time.
Yeah. Yes, I mean Shanahan is the one who really, really was. I mean, I always make a joke that Brock Purdy loses.
No,
Can't
he
lose,
does,
man.
No, he does. I mean, it's clear. I just mean now that's my other thing about Kingsbury is like you just have to have a certain kind of quarterback, like, or not even certain kind. People say, oh, it has to be a mobile quarterback. No, it has to be quick release, preferably with air raid experience. Like they might sign like Case Keenum as a backup or something. Like because Case Keenum air raid, which I don't hate, by the way. Case Keenum's a very competent backup. I just mean, and I'd like to see Aiden O'Connell try. Like preseason,
Aiden O'Connell,
like, he might.
He ran the system in college, basically.
Did he though? Because I thought they switched to air raid.
Kind of. So basically, Braum ran like everything in college football that existed.
Okay.
So there's some air raid in it. So it's, but it's basically a spread offense, but kind of more pro style. So he's not a spread, like it was a pro style. It's basically what Antonio Pierce wants to do, which is a pro style, kind of more condensed, not because the actions in college football are so different, right? You can't spread out like you can in college football, right? But you can do a spread where it's a little bit more condensed. Yeah. It's a little more things like that. And I think that's what they want to do. And that's kind of what Aiden O'Connell played in. So he might be like what I would say, if they can't get a chance to get anybody who they want, he's the backup guy. Like there's like, because he could probably run it enough. And, you just hope to God he gets better if you can't get a quarterback, I guess. I mean, that's basically how you got to look at it. But he ran this in college. He did all the mesh. I mean, there's one play that I saw online, and then, I found, of course, me, I already find a playbook. I found Mike Leach's playbook, And he ran the same exact play. So he's familiar with it. It's not something that he'd be crazy with, and it's honestly it is. They're trying to do an NFL version of it, but it is kind of the same offense that Mike Leach and Hal Mummy designed. So I don't know, but they might have to do this. And we talk about the quarterback. Just to that question, straight up to 1.
No, only because I don't think the Bears are. I think the Bears are going to make that move. I don't know if they commit to Fields. Then yeah, the pick's up for grabs. I mean, they'd be stupid to keep it, honestly, if they're committing to Fields. Like you pick them. Just I've said it on the past stream. Them just staying at 1 and picking a player, even if it's a great player, isn't really a good process for them. Like they should take a trade down, even if it's not far down. They should take and grab a few extra picks now. To me, I think the bigger question is 2. Dan Quinn goes into Washington. To me, Dan Quinn, I can see a scenario. I'm just projecting here. This is all speculation. I can see a scenario where Dan Quinn goes, damn, we lost Montez Sweat, Chase Young, offensive line stinks. I have at least 2 to 3 years here. What if I decide I want to take 3 first-round picks to go and some change for a team that clearly wants Jaden Daniels? I mean, I think Antonio Pierce is it's fair to say he really likes Jaden Daniels. And that's where I start getting creative with Raiders trade-up situations. Jaden Daniels can run this system. That's that. I could see Dan Quinn going, I'll wait a year on my quarterback. I want picks. I want to build this defensive lineup. I want to add some here, this and that. They might sit there and pick a quarterback, but if he brings in Chip Kelly's not going to care. Chip Kelly's going to I don't think Chip Kelly's ever been like this quarterback centric guy. He had Nick Foles in Philly.
See, the thing is with the top 3 guys, I think the Commanders. I mean, if the Commanders are that dumb to not take quarterback this year, they're pretty stupid. I would say that.
But that franchise, I mean, let's be real. That'd
be the stupidest thing ever.
I mean, people can say that about the Raiders and they'd be correct, but the Commanders aren't far behind.
See, the team to watch, because the Raiders really want to get up to 3. Okay, because if you get up to 3, I still think Tom Telesco's could like Drake May. Okay, so if you get up to 3, then you get either one of those guys.
Sure.
Right, you're gonna get Daniels or you're gonna get May. So I think May is their concession. Okay, because I think May is just more of a. I mean, even though Tom Telesco wanted 2, but as I'm saying, they'll want Daniels first, and then we're at 3. Hey, Drake May falls to us. We'll take Drake May. I think that's kind of how they'll look at it. I think you got to get to 3 more than you have to get to 1. I think 1, you just let them stay there. It's too much. And I think the people who will say, hey, we don't need a quarterback, we got Mac Jones, is the Patriots. We could play some defense, Jerome Mayo, that's the type of thing. The Patriots way is, you could trade back, get some more picks. He did
say he wants a difference maker at an important position. I know that's coy. He could mean I'm middle linebacker. I'm a linebacker. It could mean that, but I do think he was like, I don't want to take Bill Belichick's job and be a young head coach and get fired after 1 year. So please go get me a quarterback. That's what that said to me. So now that doesn't mean he's going to. That doesn't mean their GM's going to. Their GM might not be able to turn down 3 first-round picks. That's what it's going to take. 3 first-round picks, unless you want to give it a player. These people that want to trade Max Crosby, I would put me on record. I would not include Max Crosby in a deal to get to the top 3.
Who the hell was that?
People do that though. People say oh, franchise quarterback changes it all. It's no, yeah, if we're trading for Patrick Mahomes, sure, but we're trading for a guy that might stink. So I have to keep the reason that I think we're a quarterback away is because we have Max Crosby. It's not but people do that. And the Bears, these are just Bears fans mock drafts where they have fantasies. I get that, but I saw Raider fans agreeing with that, and I'm like, see, this is why we don't deserve anything. We need to let's be real here. Trade as many picks as you can to get to 2 or 3. I'm fine with May or Daniels. But I think Washington's the team that will move out the most. That's just my opinion.
Maybe I'm going New England. I think they got to get to 3. That would be the goal.
No. Either way, I'm fine with it. Might still get Daniels at either pick, but yeah, it's. I think 2. I don't even know if they got to 1 if they would take Caleb. I think the Daniels connection is that strong.
Oh yeah, he wants Jay Daniels.
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
basically
think.
any guy who played for ASU, I'm marking. So like Ladarius Henderson, he's a guard. He played guard at ASU, plays tackle. They'll probably get drafted in like 5th round.
Mhm. Yeah.
ASU guys, I'm marking him off. You know, I mean, he had Jay Daniels in the locker room already, bro. Like that is a clear tell. That's why everybody thinks it's gonna happen. But you got to get to at least 3. And who knows what happens throughout this draft process, or how Drake May impresses, or what happens with him. Because I mean, he still could go win 1-2.
Oh no, I am not a Caleb Williams to a lot of. I won't be mad that anyone has him at QB1. I can see a case for any of the top 3. For any team
Yeah,
falling in love with, well, you know what? I like this guy more. And that I don't even think you can really fault them. I think there's 3 really, really, really game-changing top-tier talents in this draft at quarterback, and that's why everyone wants to get that pick.
yeah.
And I will say, they say the Raiders have to give up more, but another team might accept it because the Raiders are giving up more. So somebody might say, okay, well, I want this from Atlanta has a chance to move up, or whatever. Any team above the Raiders can move up. But what if the Raiders are like, well, yeah, we're moving further up. We'll give you more. So the other team might be more inclined. They go, we can get to 13 and take a tackle if we're the Bears.
Mhm.
The Bears, you might get this Fuaga guy or something. Like you might say, I can do that, and then take all these picks and just have picks upon picks to build around Justin Fields or whatever, whoever you think that. So it's interesting. It's an interesting thought exercise.
Yeah. I mean, they probably say Caleb at this point. I don't know, but it could take Drake May too. But that's what I'm saying. We don't know
We don't
right
know.
now. Right now. All right, so let's get into his offense. I use EPA for this. This is not a total yards channel. We're nerdy here. We're getting nerdy. I like EPA for offenses, just not for quarterbacks, because I think you know what I mean. Like, you know, that's how you get Jimmy Garoppolo as 4th, because he could just hit the yak, and they could just earn the EPA himself, and then they hate on Brock Purdy for the same thing happening for Brock, and that's basically how EPA works for quarterbacks. But for offenses, I think it's a good stat because it shows how efficient you are play to play. And you can see here, you know, it's not bad ever for the first 3 years, even in his first year. Overall 13th, success rate is 18th, run EPA 3rd, and then pass EPA is 20th. 2020, 14th overall, success rate 16th, run EPA 6th, pass EPA 20th. 2021 EPA, which is expected points added, I guess I should say that, which is basically every time you make a play, how big a chance you have to score based on the play you made, right? It's basically because scoring points is what everybody thinks. You know, I mean, these nerds believe that we got to score 80 points a game and throw the ball 800 times. So, you know, we got EPA here, but like overall, 9th, 2021 success rate, 8th, run EPA 10th, pass EPA 10th. Also explain success rate. Success rate is basically if you got positive EPA on the play, right? So they got 8th on that one. So the best year is 2021, and then 2022, it just all fell to shit, as you can see. And this is
Yes,
Kyler
it
Murray
did.
still played 11 games. So it's not like it was all Colt McCoy. It went to shit. It just boom, it just shit the bed, basically. So, I mean, what are your thoughts about this? I think there's some positives here.
Yeah.
Definitely with the run game. So the run game is very efficient.
Yeah.
Do they run the ball? I say no, they don't run the ball. And I know some people will be like, well, those probably pick up some stat, but there's a lot of Kyler Murray scrambles in it. So
Yeah.
thoughts?
Yeah. Well, I will say this: if it all goes to shit by the 4th year, we have a defensive-minded head coach. You will lose your offensive coordinator if your offense is good by the 2nd or 3rd year, maybe even the 1st year. That is the downside of hiring a defensive-minded head coach as your head coach. So if Kingsbury's here for 4 years, chances are the offense is really good, and people still don't want to give him a job. But for the most part, if the offense is good, he's going to leave. I mean, it's true. People say, I saw the Ian Rappaport report where he's like, I just love coaching offense. But if another team dangles a head coaching thing, these guys don't decline that. They just don't. I mean, Ben Johnson is a weird case. I don't know what's going on there, but for the most part, these guys take it. I like the efficient run game. Every time I would watch the Cardinals, I would be just aghast at how free the yardage was for James Conner to just pick up whatever he wanted, and then he could create a little more by running somebody over. But yeah, the passing, it's just I still worry about the personnel, like Jacoby Myers, Devontae Adams, Michael Mayer. Like, it doesn't strike me as air raid when I hear that, and so the Cardinals were able to get like a Hollywood Brown, DeAndre Hopkins, Zach Ertz. That feels a little more air raidish to me,
Yeah.
and I'm like, is that going to happen with this personnel?
Yeah. What I will say is he did, for some reason he didn't like Zach Ertz in line. So one thing, if they is just he wouldn't put Michael Mayer blocking,
Right.
because Michael Mayer could be Zach Ertz. Just Michael Mayer does both. And Michael Mayer, I mean, when you drafted him, you're thinking play action under center, hitting you up the seam, hitting you on a crosser, but he could play the Zach Ertz role. He could do it.
Oh yeah.
Right. So it's an option there for him to do that. He could. He could do that, man. It would just be, he wouldn't be blocking or anything like that. It wouldn't be him mixing it up that way, because he'll bring in another tight end just to do that, and then he'll just have Michael Mayer out wide and mix it up with him doing that. So yeah, because I mean the first couple of years he was doing 10 personnel. He didn't have a tight end out there.
Wow. That's crazy.
But 2021, which is his best season, is when he started using tight ends. Somebody had to probably go to him and be like, "Dog, you can't just do 10 personnel all the time."
They had Max Williams, right? They had Max Williams before Ertz, because I know Max Williams got signed over there, and he had come from Pittsburgh, I thought, and Max Williams, but he got hurt. It was like weird. They seem to have coveted that position over there, like for what the system they run. But yeah, no, Mayer, I mean, if this turns Mayer into more of a receiver, I mean, I'm all in, because I love him as a blocker, but I mean, that's not why he's picked in the second round. It's not why they trade up in the second round. They thought he was the difference maker catching the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with Michael Mayer, but I feel like that he'll be fine. He'll probably just catch more passes. He just won't block anymore. Because he could do that, man. I mean, he can run at the seam in his offense.
Yeah. Oh,
so, but one thing to point out is that the run success, when he put more tight ends in, it started to get worse, because he was running the ball at 10 personnel, so it was like 4 wide receivers, and they're running the ball. This is big old wide open holes. That's what they were doing earlier, and then mixed it in with Kyler Murray, and then it kind of got a little bit worse as they went along, when they brought in more tight ends, and you can tell they're going to run the ball a little bit more. But yeah, it still was efficient. I mean, this is really the season where he tried to be more pro style, and they were successful. I mean, it didn't work overall, but they were successful at this point. He did try to switch it up. These 2 years is all 10 personnel. This is no tight ends.
Wow. Do you think his run game is built off deception rather than execution?
It used to be. See, that's the thing. See, these 2 years are really different than this one.
Right.
All right. Because he really tried to come out and do like, we're gonna play fast, we're gonna do spread offense, 10 personnel, no tight ends, 4 wide receivers. We're gonna run the ball out of that. And it wasn't working like he would like. So then he kind of went to some more tight end-y stuff, and they dominated for a while. I mean, I'm going to show the splits of kind of the fall off, which is a big thing with him. We'll talk about that. But yeah, I mean, that was his best season when he tried to be more pro. And I think that's what he's going to try to build off this season, and kind of what they try to do there. But I mean, he's still doing the air raid, which is just so many damn short passes. And I see somebody else asking about Justin Fields, and I see people keep saying that. And Justin Fields just can't do it, because if he can't run the West Coast offense, he can't run this. No offense. You know what I mean? Like
short timing, short stuff, kind of.
Yeah. Give her the ball quick. Yeah, he's turning down slant flats. He got JT Sullivan cussing at him.
Oh, my boy Kirk Cousins would eat. I changed my mind. He would eat. I don't want to give him 40, but like I'd let him sit on the market for a little bit and bring him down to like 27.
Yeah, I mean, because Bill Walsh. I mean, how Mummy tried to copy Bill Walsh, really,
right?
Just make it faster. It has the choice routes or all that stuff, but there's some quirky stuff and a lot of screens. That's the thing, and it's gonna be a lot of short passes. All right, let's talk about something else though. I want to talk about the fall off, which is this is where it's really at right here, dude. So 2020, I mean, he thought he figured it out. Weeks 1 through 9 at overall 6th in EPA. We're 9th in success rate. We're on EPA 2nd, past EPA's 12th. All right. He's kind of shows that Kyler Murray's a little overrated too. People were saying he was top 5 here. This is 12th and 20th. I don't know about that. 2020, 10 through 18, overall 22nd, success rate 22nd, run EPA 18th, pass EPA 20th. So obviously he's not adjusting in the second half of the season. And you see it here, it's even worse. Like they're balling. They're the first in EPA. They're 6th in success rate, 6th in rushing, and 1st in pass EPA. And then they finished 15th the last week. So it was improvement over this year. It still had a good success rate, but they just weren't able to pass the ball in the second half of the season. I mean, going from 1st to 18th, that's bad. So what are your thoughts on this?
No, it is bad. Like I said, I think the one thing that Raider fans, it's a blessing and a curse, is that you're not, if we're cooking for 2 years, he's gone. Straight up, whether it's college, whether it's whether it's back to college. Like I said, he's stated he likes to be back on offense. That just sounds like something you get when you get the job. But you're like, oh, I just love offense, but these guys have egos. So I will say, if it's a 2-year plan, you have to look at it as a 1 to 2 year plan when you have an offensive coordinator. It's just the way the game works. It's the coaching musical chair thing. The coaching carousel is insane. I mean, like there's going to get to a point where it's 10 open jobs, every year. Like it just seems to be the case. So if this is a 1 to 2 year plan, I think this team's pretty good right now. They're pretty good. And I would hope that they have a pretty big splashy offseason. Could this cook for 2 years?
Do you think does he get another head coaching job? Maybe in college.
I'm sorry, man. What is he, 37, 30? Well, he's like 40 probably, right? He's probably like 40. I feel like
that's why they hired him too, is because he might be here for a while.
That's great. He might be the Steve Spagnuolo of offense. Like maybe he is. Like Steve Spagnuolo, the best. I saw somebody tweet that the best thing Kansas City has going for them, like more than anything, is that other than Patrick Mahomes, is that Steve Spagnuolo. Nobody's going to hire Steve Spagnuolo as a head coach ever again. Like, you know what I mean? Like he stunk enough as a head coach. And perhaps that's the same thing with Kliff Kingsbury, where they're like, no, Spagnuolo's head coach was like 10 and 38, or he was like 17 and 38 or something. It was like a crazy thing. And Kingsbury he went to the playoffs once at least, but like it might be that thing. But maybe he might get a college program to himself.
Mm-hmm.
He might get like a, with the merging, you might see the Big Ten become more like that style of play with the coverage. That's down the road. What I'm saying is that 1 to 2 years, you might get an electric offense.
Yeah.
And that's all you can ask for.
Yeah, because they're going to come out with a bang. That's the thing. They're going to come out with a bang. It's just, can they maintain it?
Mm-hmm.
Can they maintain it?
I'm more worried about within the season, like how you've shown it, like weeks, you come out hot. That's great. Like, does it fade? Like John Gruden offense, like, does it fade?
Mm-hmm. All right, I'll get to some questions here before we do a little quick film dive here. So I see Baker Mayfield a lot. He would work. I mean, he would work if they really wanted to go that route. You could use Baker to do this.
I like this.
So they can get rid of the ball quick. I see the Fields question. What else we got here? Trey Tucker in this offense. I think I'm gonna show some plays here, but I think he's gonna be creative with Trey Tucker.
I think so too.
With like Rondell Moore. So you probably see a lot of screens.
He might be a winner. I think he might be the winner of all this, to be honest. Like in a sense,
yeah.
like where like I think he's gonna need that like kind of gadgety player that. One of the tricks is going way downfield, and one of the tricks is we hand you the ball. One of the tricks is we get the ball into his hands.
Yeah, because I mean, one of the things that an air raid like play that's they've been using and that Kliff Kingsbury still does is called 92 mesh, where you put 2 running backs in the backfield and they do the mesh concept, and one of the running backs, he runs a seam route. So I mean, there's things you could do with Trey Tucker, he can mix it up with him for sure. It's just Trey Tucker doesn't have a lot of wiggle.
He doesn't.
So yeah, Bo Nix can run this offense with his little.
Well, you watched him, so you let me know.
I mean, he can throw a short pass, my dude. Like, I mean, his red zone, he was fantastic. The red zone week, it was just the 20-20 week from the other 2 days that he was just kind of underwhelming. Let's say that him and Penix. But Nix could run this. He could, because he could throw a lot of short passes. It's just Nix. He's checked down Charlie. I didn't realize that.
He is.
He's a check down Charlie.
He's more Alex Smith than he is an explosive weapon, which that's fine. But you got to, that's fine.
The arm didn't pop off, man. It was a kind of weak arm. It died in the wind. You know what I mean? It was just. He had a great red zone period, though. I mean, so that's what I'm saying. Like, you could do some short passes, run the ball, get in the red zone, and Bo Nix, he's going to eat.
It might happen. It might have. I mean, like, there's gonna be 31 flavors in this draft. Like, not everyone's gonna like Bo Nix. Maybe Kliff Kingsbury does. Maybe Antonio Pierce listens to Kliff Kingsbury. Why wouldn't he? Right? Like, at this point, I think Kliff Kingsbury's gonna have a huge say in what he wants in the draft too. It's gonna be Kliff Kingsbury and Tom Telesco. I think a lot of times, as far as what they want on offense, you have to think about that too. I can't imagine AP is going to be super involved in the offense.
Yeah, so I'll take these last 2 questions. We get to film Spencer Rattler and Michael Penix. Michael Penix, even the last day, I still think his accuracy issues really shined the whole time, the whole Senior Bowl. You could really tell that it's gonna be hard for him to be consistently accurate in the NFL. And he faded away from a sack in practice, and that kind of just, they can't hit you, bro. You got a red jersey on. Like, why are you fading away?
Right.
Yeah, just step through it. They can't hit you, bro. They're not allowed to. So, there's a lot of red flags with Nix and Penix, because, to be honest, like, this next question was your favorite Arizona boy, Spencer Rattler, which I would be scared if he came to Vegas. I don't know. He might be a mature guy. He had a great week. He did. I mean, he threw a pick in one team session, but on on Wednesday, and then there was a Tuesday team session, he threw a pick. But on Wednesday, man, he was pretty damn sharp. He was sharp, man. He has a cannon. That's a live arm. You know what I mean? Like, that's to tell you the difference between. I mean, Penix has a live arm. It was just in the stands. He was just throwing in the stands. It didn't matter what you're right. And he was like short hopping. Him and Nix. Nix short hop a quick hitch one time. I was like, bro, what is this? And then Penix Jr., he's missing everything. And I'm low on Spencer Rattler. Here he comes. He starts balling right in front of my eyes. So him and Carter Bradley, Gus Bradley's son. That was super weird out there. So
I'm into Rattler. Sign me up. I'd say second, third round. Who knows what the draft process is going to do? Maybe he lights up the combine. Maybe he does something crazy and sneaks into the back end of the first. We don't know yet. Raider fans think they know how the draft's going right now. I've been seeing that on Twitter a lot. It's like Raider fans think they know what's happening in the draft. It's like, you don't know yet. We got about 3 months of just mayhem coming at us. 2 months of mayhem coming at us. And so, to me, I take the flyer on Spencer Rattler. I think he's a little small, but he's taller than the last guy Kliff Kingsbury coached. So,
yeah, he looked sharp out there, man. He did.
Mm-hmm.
He really did. Especially like yesterday, and then not yesterday, Thursday and Wednesday, he looked really sharp. Probably the best quarterback there, man. And he wouldn't be that bad. He wouldn't be that bad. What other questions we got here? I think this is good. All right, let's do some film here. Some film here, guys. Get the right play up here. Let me stop it. Real quick. All right, so this play. So I want to show this is kind of like still the air raid. I want to show this here. Keep our face. I don't care. So is this one? No. It's this one. All right. So this is some Mike Leach stuff here. We got 488 call, right? And basically, you see this little choice route, out route, and you got 2 goes, right? This is gonna be the same exact thing here. Right there it is. Of course, Kyler Murray just doesn't throw it to him. I don't know why he's running out of this. I have no idea. I can't explain that to you guys. No idea why he's running and then throwing to the same guy. But yeah, I mean, this is, like I said, this is the same offense. It's not like, I know some people were like, "Oh, this is different. Lincoln Riley's is different." Like, no, it's not. This is the air raid, guys. It's right there. There's a little short pass, option routes. But now, I mean, could Kyler Murray just decide just to throw to the go routes? Sure. But then you got Omaha over here, which he does call Omaha. So you have Omaha over here, which is kind of just two little short outs on the other side, and you got a quick little out here. Which I still don't understand why he didn't throw that in the pocket.
Because you can't see, man.
Like I guess so. All right. So there's that play right there. So that kind of shows example is kind of just still it's there. It's not gonna change here, guys. We're getting the air raid. All right, and then so I'll do this play. This kind of shows deep pass. I hope this is the right one here. Oh no, this is screen. But yeah, this is kind of some of the stuff they do too here. There's a lot of screens.
See, I like that.
Running the screens like this.
I like that. That's to me, that's just free. That's if you run that on first down, that's free 5 yards. I've wanted the Raiders to do that for a long time.
Yeah, I mean that is a first down play right there, my dude, for sure. Let's see what else we got here. Let me get some running play. I'm trying to find the Hawkins play here. Here you go. Short pass though.
Is that our RPO there?
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, actually, no, that's not RPO. That's play action because you see the guys they're pass blocking.
Yep, true.
Right, and then you see what AJ Green does, but you see that the route concepts over here. I mean, there's a short passes again. Quick short pass.
God, I forgot about AJ Green on the Cardinals, man.
Yeah, AJ Green's on there.
Damn.
All right, let me see. Where's that damn Hopkins play? What is it? Hopkins play? What is this one? There we go. Here he is on the rollout here. There's another short pass on this one. It's just a lot of short passes, man. That's my thing. I just don't understand why we do all these short passes like this. It just gets crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I'm trying to find this Hopkins play because it's just just a credible pass. Okay. Man, did I not add that one? All right, whatever. All right, let's get this. I'm gonna get to the run game here instead. Let's do that. So here, this is inside zone on this one. Moving. I mean, you can see the guards. They're big, dude. Those are big guys. Everybody's big.
Yeah, they say They say that's what he hunts for, is like the biggest guards.
You see the movement they get here.
God, Connor's a beast, man. Put him in silver and black, man.
Yeah,
Let's go. Let's go. Go get him.
Monster.
Let him wear number 6. Let him wear number 6 too. I love it.
The damn monster, bro. I want to find this damn. You know, I'm just gonna pull up huddle because I just want to show this play because basically I was gonna show this play right here, which is this one. Because they got this deep play that they still run this one too. It's a deep play to DeAndre Hopkins. I guess I didn't save it like a smart guy. I'm stupid. Well, I'll show some red zone stuff here. So let's show some other stuff. I want to show like how basically it also depends on a quarterback who has to make plays. So we'll watch this one here. All right, so one, I mean, there's nothing here. These guys got these, it's so totally covered up, right? Now, I don't know why he didn't come back here. You'll see here in a second. Kyler Murray just kind of frustrates me this whole film because this guy's coming towards him. All he has to do is come right back here, and AJ Green has a big play. And that's fine. But you still see there's really nobody open initially. So we'll go back here. Right? You see nobody's really open initially on this one. And he's able to roll out and make a play and still get some yards. So, I mean, that's why it's people say, why do you need a playmaker? This is a little bit of the reason why they say that, because you have to have somebody that can make some plays here.
It scares me a bit with O'Connell a little bit. I'm not sure that I see the vision if he's there.
It should. It should scare you, bro. This one here. You see another one. He's got to make a play on this one. Boy, Aaron Donald, get out of the pocket.
Yeah, that to me is an Aaron Donald game wrecker play right there, though. That's just like that's just him ruining your play.
So on this one, he wants. I don't know who this is. I think it's Hopkins on the hitch, but Hopkins doesn't get open, right? And you see Kyler Murray because he's short, he has to fade, which I still think is funny. I'm just gonna point that out. So he's fading here. I mean, he would have got killed by Aaron Donald anyways, but it's still not open. Like even the Hopkins, he's not winning there. Really, I mean, he could have went here, but like I said, you already know how I feel about that. And so he has to make this guy miss and make a play.
Baker Mayfield's coming to mind here. Seeing a little Baker. That's
seeing a little Baker.
Seeing a little Baker. Let him sit on the market a little bit. Let him realize he's not getting $40 million. It's not happening. Sorry, but let him sit on it. You are gonna need to extend the play. I mean, it's just the. I'm a little scared that it just doesn't seem that easy.
No, it's not that easy. It really isn't. All right, I did want to show this play too. This is when I was talking about when you get Rondale Moore in there, right? And this could be like Trey Tucker here. And kind of some of the things he does. This is 20 personnel. So there's no tight ends on the field. We got 2 running backs and 3 wide receivers, right? But then you have Chase Edmonds. He lines up at tight end here. There's some of the creative stuff they do. So he has some creativity in the run game. This is why it's so efficient. It's just it's not something he's gonna slam, right? So you see, you got Rondale Moore back here, then you got James Conner, and you have Chase Edmonds lined up as slot receivers. So they're in 20 personnel, and that keeps the bigger linebackers off the field, and then you hand the ball off to Rondale Moore. So this is some of he has some creativity in the run game. He just doesn't smash it enough,
Well, yeah, and they got a bunch of little guys. They always had a bunch of little guys out there, blocking on the edges there. Like the receivers blocking. I kind of like running these plays with Jacoby Myers out there blocking. I'll say that much.
Yeah, and then just a little red zone here. See some of his red zone concepts. So I mean, this could be Michael Mayer here, right here. He's throwing it to Max Williams. But this is some of the similar concepts they run. They like to run this in this corner and a go route. I mean, I could pull this up on the Mike Leach playbook right away.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that he loves to do. You have the go route in the middle from the tight end, and then you have an in route and a corner route. Right there, right up the seam.
It's a nice throw.
There you go.
Yeah. Somebody was saying Gardner Minshew in the comments is a free agent. Do you want to talk about Mike Leach air raid?
To me, it's like I don't understand how you guys saw this and saw short passes and thought Justin Fields. What do people think about Justin Fields? Do you think he's I don't understand that. I don't understand. I don't know what people see. He can't. That's why he can't run this, is because the short passes. He doesn't make those decisions quick enough, and he needs a play action deep passing offense where they design run balls. He needs Greg Roman. That's what he needs. He needs to go to the Chargers. I mean, this is not it. Like, and
Yeah.
I know that's just because he can run and he can move, and you see Kyler Murray doing these things. But there's a couple of plays where Kyler Murray just could have stayed and he could have hit the guy in the middle too, instead of just running around.
Yeah, true. No, it's true. It was a little of both. Like I'd love to see him with like a 6'3" quarterback. See what happens in the offense, Like yeah, just like I mean, there's a lot of limitations with Kyler Murray, and there's a lot of fun things that Kyler Murray can do, but there is the limitations do rear their ugly head at times. But yeah, like I said, I saw somebody say Gardner Minshew, and that's Mike Leach air raid. That's interesting to me. I mean, I'm not saying I want that, but I'm just looking at possible avenues for them to have a starter and then take like a rattler in the second, third round. It's something to think about.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just so many short passes, like quick release, boom.
I don't hate that.
Yeah, I don't hate it, but I'm just talking about more about Justin Fields. Like,
and when they fail, you're right about Justin Fields. But when like okay, so late in the season, does it fail because teams just squat on those and just go, you're not, and then but then like, is that where you hit them with a Trey Tucker? Do you hit them with Devontae Adams hitch and go? Like, is it that simple? Can you do that within the Kingsbury offense?
Well, there is hitches and goes and things like that, but somebody asked about motion too. They don't run. I mean, there's not a lot of motion from the wide receivers. You'll see some motion from the running backs and stuff like that, like you see on the screen right here, and kind of just try to open it up to give him room against zone so we could throw this quick hitch to Hopkins here, right? On time. Like this is what I'm saying. This is an on time throw. There is a lot of timing throws in this offense,
right.
and it takes because that's why you say you want a Caleb Williams, right? Because that's the fit. I mean, that's the guy, like Caleb Williams, who could do everything that Kyler Murray could do, or even Russell Wilson, those type of things, those type of guys. Yeah, it's just too many quick passes for Justin Fields, because he that's my thing. So I know I feel like Justin Fields is like more because we want him because he can run and he can move, and for some reason people think it's a deep passing offense. They hear air raid and they think deep passing, and it's not. And that's what happens. These teams start to sit on these things, right? And then he doesn't switch it up because the basis of it is quick hitches and quick things, and because you're trying to throw the ball 50 times, and if you're throwing the ball 50 times, you got to replace the run, because that's the idea. If you replace the run, then you got to throw the ball, a lot of quick passes, hitches, yada yada yada, and then try to hit him deep.
Maybe that's O'Connell, taller guy, reasonably taller guy, and perhaps sees that early, understands like it's a timing offense. I think if Aiden's gonna be anything in this league, it's going to be because of his timing and quick release. I mean, the hell, that's why the Raiders even drafted him, it seemed like. So while we laugh that he can't do the Kyler Murray, I mean, we don't even want to see him attempt that the get away. Perhaps he sees it earlier, and
maybe
and doesn't have to do that. I'm just trying to look at the vision here. Like that's what the Kingsbury hiring to me is like. What's the vision? I know you're saying it's a college offense, but I'm like, with the current personnel, which I don't think the Raiders need an overhaul of their offense. I think they just need to add a few things. They're going to need more speed. Like I could see them bringing in these Chase Edmond type guys on like young, quick deals, like these young, or these not young, but these short deals. But as far as quarterback, it's like, what is the vision at quarterback? Because it really only is a couple guys. Now, what are your thoughts on Russell Wilson in this system? I'm not a big
Russell
Wilson fan, but
I mean, Russ can run this. Russ can run it.
Can he see it? Does he hit the timing?
But,
I mean, like that's what I'm always.
Well, see, now I think about like, no, he can't.
And he's old now. He's not running the way he used to. So it's like, to me, he's short. He's not the quickest quarterback as far as reading early. And then also he's not getting faster.
See, the thing is about the moving quarterback is, Mike Leach never had one. I mean, the most moving quarterback he had was Gardner Minshew. He never had a guy that could move.
Jared Goff ran the air raid. People don't know that. Like Jared Goff ran air raid. It was at Sonny Dykes.
Yep. and
He
it
can't
doesn't
move at all. Yeah.
require. It's
That's what I
just
see with Aiden. With Aiden, I would see like a Jared Goff style, quarterback in the air raid. That's what intrigues me a bit.
it's just the type of quarterback that Kliff likes.
Yeah,
He likes a quarterback that can move, but
sure.
he wants him to be like Kyler Murray, which is
Yeah.
Kyler Murray does have a lot of pocket passer elements, but they can make up for it with the thing. And that's what Caleb Williams is. Caleb Williams has pocket passer elements, but he can make up for it. But Caleb Williams is just, I feel like he would pass up hitches. That's what he does. He does it with Nick
Oh
around.
yeah,
He'll
yeah.
pass up
Oh
that
yeah.
hitch, and you see others go routes in the backside. I mean, if I go back and show you, I'm sure I'll show you a play, right? But that's what I mean. So if I go back, I'll bring up another play here. It's one of the pass plays that we saw earlier where he kind of just passed it up and went somewhere else. Like you see, like there is go routes, right? And there's routes if you could try to make a play or something. It's just Caleb's going to take those.
Oh yeah.
He's not gonna care. Like throw a hitch, cool. I'm gonna throw this one. that's what Caleb does.
Yeah.
Caleb is more. He was turning down Lincoln Riley's little hitches. He didn't want to do that. That's not gonna help us win right now. We can't play defense. Why am I gonna throw the hitch? Why am I gonna throw a screen when I can go make a play? And he started to make more mistakes doing that. And he didn't have Jordan Addison this year. But you know what I mean? That's the thing. Like so. Because does the offense have reads? Yeah, but like even like Y cross, which is a play that they like to run, like the go route is the peak, right? So somebody like Caleb Williams, or even if Russell Wilson, somebody like him, they would throw that go route. They would look at that go route first before they look at the hitches or whatever that they're supposed to look at. So it kind of depends on the quarterback. But like somebody like Kyler Murray who doesn't mind taking a hitch route, he's going to keep throwing it. Same thing with like Aiden O'Connell. If he doesn't mind taking it, he's going to keep throwing it. And then that's when you get like the 6 YPA or the YPAs that Kyler Murray has. And I don't think Kyler Murray's had over 7.1 in his career. So that kind of shows you the short passing game. And if you become a Kyler Murray and you run it correctly, you're going to keep hitting those passes.
And that's why I think they're going to trade up. I think are they going to be successful in that? I don't know, but I think their goal right now is to trade up, and then you have a guy like Aiden as a backup. I actually think Kingsbury's going to like Aiden O'Connell in camp. I think he's going to be like, I wouldn't even be surprised if he liked his film from last year and was like, this is my backup. And this is my backup, perhaps a starter short term. But I think the plan is to try to swing big at the position. When I saw Kingsbury, and I think that's why some Raider fans are excited, is that Kingsbury's in is because they think he coached Patrick Mahomes, coached Kyler Murray. He got like all the big swings at the position, and I think that's what Raider fans. To me, I'm a little bit more conservative at quarterback, but I have a more narrow field. I don't just need mobile, but I understand why Raider fans are a little bit excited about this. I'm just confused as what fits at quarterback. It's kind of weird. You can debate yourself all day about who fits.
Yeah, I mean, to run like the quick passes, I think Jay Dales can do that. I mean, he has that ability to run those quick passes. I mean, he could do that. Like I said, like any of the top 3 guys can run this offense. I mean, they'll be fine. But like Bo Nix could do it too. I mean, Bo Nix. I mean, they do a lot of get him out of the pocket. It's just Bo Nix who can throw deep. I mean, he's good.
Yeah,
his YPS could be like 5. You know what I mean? So it's not going to be good for him. But I mean, the guy doesn't even necessarily have to be able to move.
right.
And I see people say he can't run. That is not part of this offense. That's just something Kliff Kingsbury likes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really the guy has to be able to move. That's not a thing.
Jared Goff ran the air raid offense and got drafted number 1 overall out of a school that wasn't that good. Just anybody that thinks the air raid offense needs a mobile quarterback, Jared Goff was drafted number 1 overall running the air raid offense.
Yeah, and the offense has not changed. They all run the same way. It's the same offense, man. It's just that's why NFL teams are able to figure it out
right
a little quickly. So that's the thing. He has to figure out how he is going to adjust, and that's the big thing, or how he's going to attack downfield with just better concepts to attack downfield with instead of just doing 4 verts. I mean, that's the main attack downfield they got. They got some some vertical routes in there, but it's it's a lot of choice routes and a lot of things like that. So it's I just see like everybody thinks it's going to be throwing deep, and I even see some videos like pushing that. But then you're finding plays.
Right.
Like I can go find some. Maybe
Cherry picking. Yeah,
cherry picking to make it seem like it's the air raid.
Yeah.
And the only reason it's called the air raid is because they don't run the ball.
It's quantity. It's a quantity. You're throwing the ball a lot. That's your air raid. You're assaulting through the air 5 to 7 yards at a time. And then
exactly
what you're doing. That people think air raid, they're like 35 yards per passing play. It's like I get it. I play Madden too. I understand, but like it's agreed. It's a timing offense. And I think most offensive coordinators, Kliff Kingsbury might want a quarterback that can extend the play. And you want, especially with the receivers they had at SC and some of the guys they had on the Cardinals, like Hollywood Brown and stuff, you'd want a guy to extend the play and make the broken play thing that happened, scramble drill. But for the most part, as offensive coordinator, you kind of want the guy to make the thing you drew up happen. And that's why I think I hope O'Connell's here to stay, because I do like him. And I hope he's there. But I think he is a competent backup within the system, because it's probably easier for him to run. Wouldn't you say? I mean, there's going to be a period of like, we have to install this. And I saw some people saying, and you as well, saying that Jeff Brom did incorporate elements of that. But he might have to learn it a little bit, but for the most part, I think it's nice to have that guy who's like, if all goes bad, I have Aiden to like run this.
Yeah, he'll have a lot of familiarity with it, for sure. But to be honest, I think all the guys coming out, besides Jay Daniels did not run this at all. But
he can though.
He could. Even think about it, like a little bit of ASU. I think they ran this a little bit of ASU, but Brian Kelly, that's a pro offense. They're running pro spread. So maybe at ASU, when I think about it, maybe they did run a little air raid, and that's why Antonio Pierce likes it. Now that I think about it, so he could be a fit for that offense as well. So that might be somebody that they really are keying on. It might be a fit for them. But it's like, if we can't get up there, then O'Connell can run it too. So, or we could find somebody else that can run this offense. I mean, that's just kind of how that's the outlook to me. That's how they're moving.
Yeah, that's interesting.
How often do they use motion? You guys saw it. I don't know how much motion you guys saw on that. Not a lot.
Was there none at SC?
No, I mean, he doesn't use motion really either. No, not that I could think of off the top of my head. I mean, I could be wrong. There'd probably be a stat about that. It's just do pre-snap publishing all the time. I don't know, but I know they do a lot of screens and stuff there too. I mean, Lincoln Riley's more RPO-ish though. He does a lot of more RPO trickery.
Right.
It added into his, which Kliff Kingsbury does have some RPOs, but Kliff Kingsbury he's a screen god. He's got like 8,000 screens.
I like screens with this personnel though.
Yeah.
Myers, Mayer. If Mayer's out wide and you're blocking on a screen, like I like the screen thing for me with Kingsbury is actually what I like a lot. I think that's free yardage with this Raiders personnel currently. And if they can get a little more athletic on the offensive line with some strategic moves, I actually think that can be something. The thing I'm just Tucker, I think they're going to have to get really creative with, because you see those plays with Rondell Moore, but Rondell Moore has way more wiggle than Tucker ever will.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like Tucker out of the backfield, I just don't see, because I think he's just a beeline, straight line speed. Now he did show some ability to work back to the football in a scramble drill a little bit, like towards the end of the season. He's not that one dimensional, but I don't see the like get the ball in his hand whatever you can in the backfield. Like I don't see that with him. I see him more as just a Brandon Lloyd downfield threat.
All right. So how much of the fall off was due to Murray getting hurt? I bet there's a little bit of that, but I mean, there's a pattern with Kingsbury in college too. He does the same thing. They always start off 6-0 and then finish 6-6.
Yeah. No.
I mean, that could be scheduled, but it's the same thing.
No, they fade. Yeah.
talked about this a little bit. Any chance they completely void QB? I mean, it all depends on, and I mean, I think they'll get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo for sure. Jimmy might take that $1 million deal, man, just to stay in Vegas. I don't know.
He
might take
might
it.
no, and look, whatever. You're QB3, the inactive, the emergency quarterback, and you just want to be on. He seems to be fine with that. By the way, like I've never seen a guy more okay with being benched than Jimmy Garoppolo. He's just like whatever, man. He might end up being just like a morale guy because you never hear Jimmy going like, man, I'm him, dude. Like never. Yeah. He's never been like that. But I think there is I think Pierce wants to make a splash because I know Pierce. This is a young coach that we're talking about here, a young coach that perhaps some people, the haters of the AP hire, I am not one of them, might say he's inexperienced. And that's true, but they might say he doesn't deserve the job. I don't think he wants to be meddling at quarterback, or at least not have an exciting option in his first year. I think he's going to want to make a splash. I can see Telesco punting the year on quarterback and building up, just going best player available at 13 and just building up, making it maybe a splash, maybe a Chris Jones, maybe a Quinnen Williams, maybe a trade to bring in like a corner, a veteran corner to this young secondary, something like that. I can see that. More than likely, I think they're going to be extremely aggressive at the quarterback position, though.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be aggressive about it. He wants Jaden Daniels. He said GOK.
Oh no, he does. That's his number one. I think he's like over any free agent. Yeah.
I mean, this is does he give Eckler a call?
What's he gonna say to him? He's gonna say, "Hey, do you want to be on the Raiders?" Like, I mean, I'll take him as like a no in this off. I think Eckler in a Kingsbury offense would eat.
Yeah, they can move.
But what? I mean, what's Eckler's contract situation?
And he's like, isn't he 30? Isn't he old?
Yeah, but I could see as part of a backfield. But Eckler wants to get paid, man. I mean, that guy really has not gotten paid. He's an undrafted free agent and then never got paid.
Can we trade Tate? Too much diva for me. I don't know.
Keep him.
They're not trading Tate.
I think you need him in this offense. Like you're going to need, they might even have to add to the receiving room. I don't think he's that much of a diva. He's going to get the ball. It's just going to be short.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just no more deep passes for him. I mean, they'll run some corner routes with him, but Yeah.
And to be fair, I think he has lost a slight step as far as like deep separation and stuff like that. And I think it'd be nice to work him. He's still a smart receiver. That'll never go, and I think later in his career, he can, sit down in his zone coverage and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I saw a question. All right. Anything. Because that was a question about Devontae choice routes in his offense from Devontae. Yeah, I mean, that's to say he's gonna catch like 100 balls.
I don't think Kingsbury is gonna take this job and say, let's get rid of Devontae Adams. I don't think that's now. Is that Telesco might see that, but you didn't see the Chargers doing that a lot when he was there, like just trading away. Now they probably should have if they weren't going to re-sign with the Spanos money. Mm-hmm. They probably should have, but I don't think he wasn't really a sell high guy there. He was like, this guy's good. He's a known commodity. Let's keep him there. And I think Tay's here to stay. I do. If the Jets offer like a first round pick, mm-hmm. you have a conversation, but I don't know that they will. I don't think it's that serious with them.
Yeah. Let's see here. Mitchell in the offense. Aiden. There we go. Oh, I got like Hugh Jackson question. Hugh Jackson gets job in the offense.
We should talk about him. We should.
Yeah. I think it's quarterback coach.
It has to be either that. Like, well, first off, it's not offensive coordinator, so quarterback coach is the one right below, right? I mean, what would it be? Edgar Bennett's still on the staff, right? So it's not receiver coach. Is he still on the staff?
I think so. Yeah.
So he's still there. Man, he's been here forever. But he might be the longest tenured Raider coach right now.
Yeah.
No, he's been here for. I mean, I have no issues with him, but like he's just been there for a while. But yeah, it's got to be quarterbacks coach, and he is a damn good quarterbacks coach. Carson Palmer talks about Hugh Jackson the way any like star quarterback would talk about like the guy who helped them a lot, and Hugh Jackson will do well, I think, and it'd be interesting to see him with Kingsbury. I think it's going to be a very interesting pairing.
He said, "Austin, no, that would be my job if I joined the Raiders. Is offensive quality control coach."
I think you will get that one day. By the way, you will.
Pay me $30,000.
No, it'll tank the podcast because you'll get it with like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or something. And you're just like, well, this is TB Don't Lie, Tampa Bay Don't Lie podcast now, guys.
Tampa Bay Don't Lie.
Yeah. Or something. I don't know. You'll get one. You'll get a quality control It's happening. These type of things are happening now. There's a pipeline. Mm-hmm.
There's a pipeline. I mean, Bobby Slonik, man. I mean,
anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
Zach Robinson is a PFF guy.
All right. What else? He said passing game coordinator is interesting, but I don't know how much. I mean, maybe if they want to help make his passing game a little more pro, I don't know what's up with that. But I see this question here. So, who gets restructured? Who gets cut? We get up to 80 million cap, and there's some sexy free agents: Leonard Jones, Chris Jones, Snead, Jay Johnson, and Winfield.
Shout out to my boy Gus Gare, by the way. That guy's a very smart Raider fan. No, truly. No, he is. Like I've known him for a while. He's a good dude. But who gets cut? Yeah, no, they're gonna need to make some very fun additions. The beauty of the Raiders defensive line, when you have a guy like Max Crosby, who I think is going to get an extension in this very offseason, I think he's going to be paid handsomely, but I also think it's going to give the extension is going to give them flexibility. And I do think they are going to add a big name on the defensive line. And I could see a Chris Jones. I could see a Leonard Williams. I could see, it's not, I kept saying Quinnen Williams. I meant Leonard Williams. I said that earlier, but there's a lot of, there's a lot of fun things they can add because I think there is a nice little core on this, defense. It just needs a little more pedal to the metal, kind of a little more just playmaking to it, and then it can be extremely fun and perhaps dominant, which in my lifetime hasn't happened as a Raider fan. And I wouldn't mind if that's what they try to do this offseason. If they say, I think they're going to try to do quarterback, I think quarterback's going to be a thing in the draft, but in free agency, if they just decide to try to build the best defense they can possibly build, I'm in. Go make the splat. L'Jarius Sneed. I saw your breakdown on Jalen Johnson and L'Jarius Sneed. I think I'm a Sneed guy personally. I think he fits the attitude that this team has. He's been one of my favorite besides Chris Jones, like Chiefs defenders. It just seems like, man, I wish that guy was a Raider. And I think they're gonna I think that's gonna be the benefit of adding an Antonio Pierce is that these things are possible now, and it's not this rigid Josh McDaniels. Do you fit my system? Do you? Do I wearing a visor? Do you want to come play for my team? Like this Terminator robot guy. Like no, Antonio Pierce is going to be like, you're tight. Come over here and we'll make it work.
Yeah, and also Tom Telesco is like that. Tom Telesco,
agreed.
He signed J.C. Jackson, and he had no business.
Khalil Mack made the big Khalil Mack trade too. Like that was a pretty big trade.
Yes, paying J.C. Jackson to play in Staley system was stupid. So that kind of shows me that Tom Telesco wants names, and that's why I think he'll come in here and try to get some huge names. And the Raiders have like what 35 million cap space, so they do some restructures. It depends on who they decide to do that with.
With Renfro and Jimmy Garoppolo, they can do 25. They can create 25 mil right then and there. Now Kingsbury might like Renfro. That's still a possibility. But then they, I saw somebody bring up the beautiful Nevada no state income tax laws. There, AP telling you need to come be a Raider, and he's cool as hell, and you're on your third cocktail with AP at the bar, and then you find out that you don't got to pay state income tax there. It's powerful. It's powerful.
Yeah, because Also, the facility is dope, and the food is great. It's a great place.
Yes.
So it is a sell. That's all I said. If they get the right coach, they can get some damn free agents in there.
No, I think that's the benefit of AP is I think he's a young, fun coach to play for. I think D'Amico Ryans is going to be that guy too for Houston. And I think I think that's a way to go. And I think Mark Davis is just really excited to have that option available. I think Mark's starting to compare himself to dad a little bit. I think like I need to win, and let's go win. Let's go get some players. Like there is a young core here that's fun, but add to it.
Yeah. This is a good question. Linebackers. I just want to look at free agent linebackers. I don't even know who's Frankie Louvu. He's number one on PFF.
No, that guy's a beast. Carolina, dude. He's kind of a edge rusher, but he can make plays in the open field. He's like number 49 for Carolina. Frankie Louvu, I swear to God, if you're a gambler, which this show originally was a gambler show,
Yeah.
you're perhaps betting on Carolina covering a spread like a sicko. And
I don't think we covered any Carolina games, to be honest.
Frankie, well, I might have gone rogue and bet on some, but the Frankie Louvu is all over the field. Beast. No, they bring him in. I'm excited. Beast. That's a great call there.
Yeah, Patrick Queen. I see that Patrick Queen. Jordan Brooks is not bad too.
No, he's not bad at all. Seattle, yeah. He's not bad at all. Mike McDonald maybe doesn't
Blake
fit.
Cashman.
Where is he from?
Texas. Blake Cashman had a damn good year. He's good, bro.
Wait, he's from the Texans?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm honestly not familiar with him, but yeah.
Yeah, Blake Cashman, but he's like 9th ranked on here, right? And he had an 82 run defense grade. So that is a dude that probably be cheaper. That is a really good, and he has athleticism to play in coverage. He's better than what they say here, in my opinion. Drew Tranquil too.
I like Tranquil a lot. Telesco's got a tie there. Obviously, wonder why I like Tranquil a lot. Notre Dame University, great hybrid safety. He can play. I mean, I like the Raiders safeties right now, though. Like, to be honest, I like American Epps. Like, I mean, I'd add to it, I guess, if they want to play a certain kind of way. But I actually think at safety, I think they're pretty good. That might be one of the better position groups on the team right now.
Yeah, I think so. All right, Glenn. Any other last thoughts? I mean, just some deep diving here.
Just some deep diving. I mean, who is covering this better than we are right now? I don't think that's possible. But no, it's great. One thing I have to say: rest in peace to Carl Weathers. Carl Weathers is a undrafted free agent for the Raiders and everything. He's got his own football card and all that stuff. Probably made the correct business decision to become an actor. To play Apollo Creed. I cannot remember his name in Happy Gilmore, but he's amazing in that.
Yeah.
And yeah, just a long, I mean, he was even in The Mandalorian. That's going right now. Like he was, still working up until the end, but shout out to Carl Weathers. Rest in peace. Once a Raider, always a Raider.
Yes, sir. I see somebody asking about the draft stuff. The draft stuff's already out, man. We got Senior Bowl. We got 2 Senior Bowl previews, and then I'm gonna do some more breakdowns here. I'm gonna get the breakdowns back. We're gonna start going. I'm gonna finish some Bo Nix and do some other things, but it was just Bo Nix. He frustrated me. Those guys made me mad. So I might do some linemen. I might do some Fuaga. Mock. Yo, he wants a mock. You know what? Maybe that's
you got to do a mock. I'll help you. I'll do it with you if you want to.
We can do some mocks.
It'd be fun to do a trade off mock. Like you get a pick, I get a pick, and I could do it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's
even ask Matt. We could do every third. Who cares? Like I think that'd be fun.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. So we're out of here. Appreciate you guys all. We got 200 today, man. It's a pretty damn good day. We got
fun times, man. Good questions, guys. Excellent.
Yeah, great questions. Appreciate you guys coming out and enjoying it with us. And we're out of here. Peace.